Welcome to your best post-race show ever in what might be the best season ever for Lucas Oil Pro Motocross. Jason Weigandt, thanks to the folks for Twisted Tea for backing our show. Kellen Brower, we'll have a cavalcade of guests, including the rider that we got on this HEP Twisted Tea Suzuki presented by Progressive Team last week. More on that later. We just make dreams come true. But the dream Kellen and everybody had is that somehow Sexton and Tomac could tie on points today so we could go down to the finale basically with a winner take all, and they came through. They both won and lost to Moto. Thanks, boys.
Yeah. Somehow, some way, it wasn't like last week where it was a walkaway win for Sexton in the second Moto and a walkaway win for Tomac in the first Moto. They actually yo-yoed so much today. The first Moto, there was actually passing of each other. In the second Moto, there was Tomac catching Sexton, and is he going to get him and make this a 7-point gap? So we got, I think, everything we really wanted in today, where there was actually real racing between them. They both got to the front in both motos, found ways to find each other, and somehow we are still 1 point apart going into the final round. It's absolutely incredible.
And just to add, we keep thinking like we've seen everything we're going to see. Okay, you've watched a lot of races. I've watched a lot of races. You don't normally have a rider catch a guy, pass a guy, start leaving a guy, which Sexton did, and then the other guy responds. Tomac put in the lap of death and completely changed everything in one lap with just before 2 to go in Moto 1. It's crazy.
It really was. He went beast mode, I think.
Yes.
He told us in the media crowd, which we'll hear from in a second, that he feels like he truly is being pushed as hard as he's ever been pushed in a championship. And when he did decide to go in that first Moto, it was like, I just have to. Like, what else am I going to do? Like, I'm going to lose points in this championship. I can't do this again. So wicked it up. And he kind of caught Sexton at the right time, too, because Sexton was starting to, I think, wither a little bit and then had a bad lap at the same time. Yeah. But, yeah, he just turned on the afterburners and was doing it again in Moto 2 and just had that little mistake. But it's incredible to watch when he finds all these lines and connects it together, because it's just like a freight train rolling, and then it's like putting rockets on the back of it, and then it's off to the races we go, you know? It's so wild.
Yeah. And then he tried to do it in Moto 2, but that time Sexton held him off. Sexton had a really bad start in Moto 1, and he said that did drain him, and he was worried about another late Moto 2 battle, but Tomac bobbled, and we go on to the finale. And one more rider I mentioned in that 450 class. No one really saw Aaron Plessinger on TV because we were following the championship guys, but the fans loved it. AP gets on the podium, and you know that's popular.
Oh, 100%. And this is a track that AP knows well. He won his first career national here, so he feels the vibes. But really, I think he just kind of did a Tomac, but behind everybody. He was freight training his way forward, both motos. Obviously, Jason got him in the second moto as well, but still with the penalty gets 3-3. So I think this was maybe the Southwick version of AP that we expected to see after Southwick kind of rolling forward. Never really progressed to that point, but they're still, figuring things out on the bike, trying to get this whole new KTM dialed in. And it's cool to see him back on the box because, like you said, man, the fans, they go nuts when AP's up there.
Yeah. As good as Tomac and Sexton are keeping it interesting, they cheered louder for Plessinger on the podium. Let's hear from some of our 450 riders post-race.
Well, qualifying today was good for me finally again. I've been off a little bit, I think, in practice, rushing stuff, and I felt like I had good pace today. I felt solid on the bike, which was good. The first moto, horrible start, got pinched, and just tried to make the way for the first corner safely and not crash, and then had a lot of work cut out for me. Eli was not far in front of me, maybe 3 positions or so, but he seemed to get through faster than I did. So I was kind of like either make or break, and I got through finally and spent a lot of energy getting to the front. And then I got to Eli, and there was another battle, so I got around him in that corner after the finish line, and he ended up getting me back there. So it was just a battle, first moto, and I feel like second moto, when I got that whole shot, I was able to ride a little bit more, not conservative, but conserve energy a little bit. And then when I got to the lappers, I knew that Eli was going to kind of suck me up, and I needed to have some energy towards the end. And that was kind of my game plan. So I wasn't expecting him to make a mistake, obviously, which gave me a bigger gap, but I felt like I had enough in me towards the end to be able to kind of push. But it was a tough track today. I think one of the rougher tracks we've had all season, just as far as braking bumps. It wasn't touched too much. I know Randy Poulter is the guy that does the tracks, and he don't like to touch it when it gets rough. So gnarly track, good ruts, and overall it was a good racetrack.
Yeah, I mean, once again, we flip-flop our motos here. Moto 1, had to make passes early too, and got to the lead, fairly quick as well, and knew Chase was there. I basically saw his pit board the whole time, and I'm like, all right, I know he's going to be right here on me, and yeah, we were running away once again, and once he got around me, it was just like, you know, at this point, it's all or nothing. So was able to, you know, make that line work in that sweeper after mechanics and make the pass. So Moto 1, I mean, it was a great thing for me and to get back in the front. And then Moto 2, we both got better starts. He obviously got, you know, the better one, but did what I could. Got closer there in the middle of the race, and then made one mistake, and you know, I was pushing really hard up until that point, and was right there, and just cross-threaded over a little single, and then lost a lot of time. It was like it wasn't just a small mistake; it was like a big mistake. I was like, honestly, thought I was gonna tip over and crash right there. So that was it, and kind of lost touch at that point, and you know, basically just stayed where I was at that point.
Yeah, it was a pretty good day. You know, practice went really good for me. I consider top 10 really good. But yeah, got off to a pretty good start the first one. I kind of dropped back there for a little bit, and then I was catching Christian and had a little tip over, and then after that I kind of clicked it to another level, and I caught Christian and Dunge and Kenny ended up going down. So yeah, I was really happy with the way I was riding the first moto, but I think I kind of overdid it the first moto, and going into the second moto I was a little smoked, and I knew it was going to be tough, but got a really good start again, and then kind of just sat behind Dunge and Kenny there for a long time, which it felt like a long time to me. And then, yeah, I kind of saw them getting a little beat down. So I just kind of jumped on the opportunity, and I had some good lines to where they didn't know how close I got to them. So yeah, it was really good. And then Jason got me at the end, but yeah, I'll take a 3-4 all day.
Okay, so we make dreams come true. Marshal Weltin started this year as a privateer. He's been now part of the Twisted Tea Progressive Suzuki team for about 9 races now. But last week we brought in a shirtless Justin Rodbell because you were out, Hartranft was out. We dragged you over, and we said we're going to get you on this team. And look at this. Rodbell's doing it. That's not a prop. He's really doing it, endorsing the product. Congratulations. Hey, we brought you on the show. We made dreams come true, Rodbell.
Yeah, man. First factory deal, right?
Okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
Yeah. Where did this really come about? Was it our show, or was this already in the works, or did they call you on a Wednesday? What happened?
I'm not going to lie, it all happened before the show, but I just didn't say anything.
That was actually in the works.
Yeah, flight was booked before the show.
Cut that part. We did it. It was our post-race show last week that did it.
You got it stewed.
Yeah, they cut that. Edit that, Team Fried. So you had a teammate here. First of all, Marsh, I was afraid after last week we wouldn't see you back here. You're okay?
Yeah, I'm for sure a little stiff, but that first turn crash in Buds got me and just locked my neck up and kind of re-injured my shoulder a little bit. I did a lot of rehab all week, like hoping to be as good as I could. So I didn't ride, but just, I was on the mend, but gave it a try, and I was definitely a little handicapped today, but I'm glad I made it through.
Okay. And as for you, Rodbell, obviously this is kind of late getting on this team. How did it go? How'd you feel?
It was good, man. I mean, it wasn't my best day, but I had 2 days on the bike. Like, I mean, I expected more, right? But what do you expect with 2 days on a dirt bike? This is my 3rd different manufacturer this season, right? So I'm just hopping around, having fun.
All right. And you got a shirt at least this time.
Yeah, I'm styling, dude.
Yep. Paid him in shirts, and you got a Twisted Tea. Are you going to be able to race next weekend? Do you know?
Yeah, if I can race this weekend, I'm racing next weekend.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm going to ride during the week again. I'll probably just be on the recovery, but I'll be racing.
So this is our chance to get analysis from right off the racetrack. What was it like? I mean, Ironman used to be known for these like 300-foot-long ruts. It wasn't quite like that, but I guess it wasn't easy from what I'm hearing either.
It was kind of oh, sorry.
Oh, all right. Hey, that's no problem. Cut that too. Cut that too. What was it like?
It was bad. I didn't like it. It was rough.
Yeah. And it wasn't the 100-foot-long ruts and stuff like usual here, right?
No, it was just rough, man. I was just, wow. Yeah.
Don't feel bad, Rodbell. Even Sexton said, I don't know why, but my legs and back are so smoked. I don't know why this track drained me.
Makes me feel a little better because I'm really hurt.
Yeah. The guy that won the race feels that way too.
A lot of sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was sitting in a lot of areas where I should have been standing.
So the track was just, what, choppy or what?
Yeah, a lot of bumps. Not as many ruts, but for sure way bumpier. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens next week. All right, so Marsh's going to be there. Rodbell's going to be there. Cheer for these guys next week. Congratulations. This is what we do for you, bro.
Appreciate it, Weege. And, shout out to Steve and Team Fried. Yeah, we'll keep it going.
I like Team Fried, too. Yep. Let's cover the 250 class. Jett Lawrence, another mathematical wizard performance to somehow pull out an overall. Let's talk to our top 250 riders.
It was, I feel like a pretty mellow day. Just trying to click in some laps, get good times in qualifying, and I ended up going P2. I was surprised. I thought the second qualifier was going to be faster, but wasn't as much faster. And yeah, first moto, it was a decent start, but was able to make my way to the front fairly. Just kind of had a good flow then. And the second one, I had a really good jump, but then I got to the bit deeper rip stuff, and the boys then I'm just going past me, so I don't know if I might have missed a shift or something. We're going to look at the data with that. And then the first few laps I kind of struggled to get a flow. I actually went back a few positions, so it was not ideal, but we were able to make our way through, end up just getting a third, and the boys they were too far gone, so I just kind of settled in for there.
Today was a good day, I think. In the morning, I struggled a little bit on the qualifier, and I struggled a little bit to set up the bike, even on the first moto too. But the second moto, I got a little bit better. Like we improved from the qualifier to the second moto. So the win on the second moto is always great.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. First qualifying session was pretty scary. Like the sun was so low and it was super scary. I'm not being able to see anything, and you're obviously trying to put a good lap in. So I was kind of banking, putting all my chips on the second quali to get a better time in, because I sucked in the first one. And we did. We went P2 in that one, which put us P3, I believe, for gate pick. First one wasn't bad, not the best of starts, and I got a better start in the second one. But no, it was a good day. Nothing to jump up and down about, but still, just kind of average, just okay.
Okay, so that is our 250 riders post-race. Look, kids, if you want to learn math, like algebra, geometry, calculus, pre-calc, post-calc, Jett Lawrence will help you out. I don't know how he does the math, but he ends up with the overall no matter what happens every weekend.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think if you just stay close enough to the front, some way, somehow, you'll be in the mix to win an overall, I guess. But for him, obviously, it's good that he actually got a moto win again, because there was it's not a nerve-wracking trend because he still had the championship lead and was pulling away, but to go, 7, 8 motos in a row without winning a moto, you're kind of like, is there things that we're not really seeing here going on behind the scenes? But yeah, the first moto was really impressive for him, to just kind of work his way forward and then kind of find that next zone for him. But then the second moto, I think he knew where he stood. He knew that he wasn't going to catch Hunter. He knew he wasn't going to catch Joe. So just settle for third, take the championship to the last round. No big deal. He's still got a huge lead,
We did it with this guy last week. Yes.
What I do is I make miracles happen.
Steve is the man.
Yeah.
I appreciate Mathis. He's always there for us, the privateers.
Yeah,
he might tell me I need an oxygen tank.
Yes,
but
on his fantasy team.
Yeah, but he's there for us.
He had no shirt last week. Yeah. He had no ride. He had nothing. And look at him now.
No, he was garbage last week.
Yeah,
nothing. And now look at him.
It was worse this weekend.
The results were worse. Okay. But you look so much better. This is what we do. We brought him up.
It was a great story. Yes. Twisted T Suzuki giving a privateer with no shirt, no shoes, a shot, and he's coming over and he's got a team shirt and a mechanic, and good job. But you were worse. Yeah.
Well, I had 2 days on the bike.
Well, and that was Bud's, your home track. So.
Yeah. Next weekend. I'm riding this week hard, and I'm coming out swinging next weekend.
I have a funny story though. I don't know how much time we got. Tenders is gone.
Our camera guy's not even holding the camera right now.
So my sources, who may or may not be nicknamed or rhymes with Marshal Weltin, told me that him and Rodbell had a vicious feud for a while over some money races.
Back in the day?
Back in the day. Like, they really didn't like each other, and now they're teammates.
Oh, really? There's bad blood.
We beefed hard. We cleaned each other out. We got black flagged, and then we had to share a rental car this weekend, so it all went away.
I'm glad it went away. It almost, imagine if it hadn't.
When Twisted T gets involved, all the grudges get dropped. Everybody's good. Yeah.
We're good. Yep. So that's what we do, making dreams come true. Congrats, Rodbell. I just want to go full circle by getting you back in here, Mathis. By the way, 1 point between. Good job. You can go hang out and talk golf or whatever these guys are talking about over there. 1 point, bro. It stayed that way. It stayed that way. Unbelievable.
Catch the fever. Paula's going to be amazing. I can't wait. It's going to be great. You know, Eli was in the press area.
Yeah.
He was quick to point out that yes, Sexton has some wins, but he won there last year. He's got his bike dialed in, so he's like, don't be so quick to say Sexton has the Paula edge. And he was, you know, how Eli looks like
Scary?
Yeah,
Yes,
he was
scary. Intimidating?
He was scary when he was saying it.
Yes. No, I believe it. It really isn't fair, actually, for us to say, look, Sexton went 1-1 the last time. That was not. The round 1 Tomac is not the Tomac we saw at any other race this year. So just right off, if you want to go replay round 1, don't. It's not the Tomac that's racing right now.
No, absolutely not. They're both better. They're both rising to the occasion. And I don't know who wins. It's going to be great, though.
It is. The pressure is on, and that's what we like. All right, that's our Twisted Tea post show, just making dreams come true. Thanks to everyone on the show, Marsh and Rodbell and Kellen and Mitch. This guy, we'll see you at the finale, everybody.
Team Pride.